Okay, what I've got here is the work in progress for an implementation of 100 doors to run on Pac Man hardware. Pac Man is a Z80 CPU based arcade board, quite a famous game. Um, and what I'm doing for development purposes, I'm running the MAME emulator with my modified, obviously my modified code and graphics ROMs. So I've got the main debugger up here. So I'm just going to start running the program. And there you go. So there's a little title screen. It's got a nice little animated ghost on it. Well, big animated ghost. Um, smiling and grimacing. So what this I've built so far, I'm not rendering how I want to render it, but I've built it so you can see the algorithm running. What I'm doing is I'm running an iteration of it every 16 frames. So I'm counting frames, and every 16 frames I'm just running it. So let's just run this and watch it go, and then I'll talk a little bit about how it works. Hang on, I've got to select the window. Right, so I pressed play one start, and you can see it's running down at the bottom in hex. It's showing you what iteration of the uh, run it's doing. Okay, and you can see that when a door's open, it's got this nice little graphic that makes it look like there's a door open, and when the door's closed, it's got this bit graphic. And it's nearly finished now. Okay, so there you go. 64 is 100 in X, so it's finished. I can restart it, so I can go back to the title screen by pressing player 2 start. There's only two buttons on Pac Man, player 1 start and player 2 start. It's just a joystick game. So eventually what I'll do is I will create this in such a way that you can control the speed of the rendering, and I'm going to also put the doors in horizontal lines. You're a bit limited on the number of tiles you've got. You've only got 28 tiles across the screen and 32 tiles up the screen. So I'm just using consecutive tile memory locator. The memory map's really weird on Pac Man. It's all over the shop. It's not continuous memory map for the tiles. So yeah, I'll need to store the door information separately in the little bit of RAM that Pac Man's got, about a K of RAM, a bit less than that. So I'll use 100 bytes of that, and then what I'll do is I'll read that and build up my tile settings so I can do some horizontal rows for that. Okay, so that's where it is at so far. When I've completed it, I'll release the source for it, so you can build it if you want. I'll use SJASM Plus to build it, an old version, so it's probably got loads of bugs that I just work around. But yeah, so you can build it, but I'll release the binaries for the 4 program ROMs, which is just 4K ROMs, and I'll release the binaries for the tile ROM, which is 5E, and the sprite ROM, which is 5F, although I'm not using any sprites at the minute. I might put some sprites on. Yeah, I probably will put some sprites on because I'll probably put a scrolling message on it, sound waver. Yeah, but that's where it is at now. I've done a little bit of work on it today, and I'll decide how I'm going to do it in the next few days.